Hi, I'm Kelly McDonald with Coldwell Banker Real Estate. Today I'm going to share tips with you on how to win a multiple offer situation and come out on top. Hi, I'm Kelly McDonald. I've got 18 years real estate experience as well as mortgage lending experience, and I've successfully helped many buyers win the bidding war and start living life and enjoying themselves in their new home in as fast as 3 weeks with a mortgage. So here are some tips and information that you need when you're coming into this situation in a market like we have today. So in Bergen County, New Jersey, homes are selling like hotcakes. Homes that are priced correctly, prepared for market, they are selling with a multiple offer situation. I don't want you to be disappointed. Make sure you're working with a realtor who is experienced and skilled in getting their buyers into the home of their dreams. So the first thing that you need to do is get your mortgage pre-approval. And it doesn't matter what kind of market you're in. If you're buying a home, that is always your first step. You're going to call the lenders that your agent recommends. And why is that important? That's actually critical. That is because it will help your entire transaction go much smoother and have a more successful outcome. Your agent has a reputable reputation in your local market. The lenders that he or she works with also will be well known and experienced in that local market and know the other realtors that you're going to be dealing with in that transaction. Your attorney, same thing. Your attorney is going to know the other attorneys and the other agents that are involved in your transaction. And if they know each other, that means they know how to work well together. It's critical that you trust the relationships that your agent has built with the many professionals in the local market where you're considering your purchase. The lender is going to open up your mortgage application. You want to come in there as strong as possible. Opening up your mortgage application and going through the application process means your lender is going to pull your credit report and look at the entire credit history, not just a FICO score. They need to see if there's any late payments. They need to see how many lines of credit you're holding and what is the level of debt you have. They need to see if there are any other derogatories in the past within a certain time frame, such as a bankruptcy or a foreclosure, which as long as a certain amount of time has gone by, they can work with that. The other thing they're going to look at are your tax returns, your pay stubs, current pay stubs, or profit and loss statement if you're self-employed, and your current asset statements like your bank account statements and any other investments, 401k, pension funds you may have. And their underwriters are going to approve your loan before you even find a house. Yes, they can do that. No, there's no upfront cost, and no, there's no obligation. Having an approved mortgage to go along with your offer makes your offer as strong as a cash offer. So when you make an offer, you're going to be essentially saying, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'd like to offer to pay you this amount of money for the house. I'm putting this amount of money down, and I already have an approved mortgage in hand. Most other buyers will only be able to say, I want to pay you for this amount of money for this house, and I'll put this amount of money down, but I have to still go apply for a mortgage and hope that I get approved. You can see the difference in the amount of strength that your offer is going to have over somebody else who's competing for that same property. Another thing to consider is the purchase price that you're going to offer on a property. Many of them are selling by $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 above asking price. So you just need to adjust your expectations and work with an agent who understands what's going on in the current market where you're looking to purchase. Another thing to consider when making an offer on a home in a market like this is putting as much money down on the property that you can afford. If you're in a position where you can put more money down in a market like we have today, that's encouraged because it is more appealing to the seller. It shows the seller you may have more financial strength to complete the purchase over another buyer. The thing to consider is the commitment date and the closing date that you're putting in your offer. And if you can match your closing date with the seller's ideal timeline, that could be what pushes you to the front of the line. Make sure your realtor is asking those questions. to help construct the best offer possible for your particular seller. If you're lucky enough to put a considerable amount of money down, 40%, 50%, 60%, if you're in that category, your lender may be happy to waive the appraisal and not even need to order an appraisal on that house because you've lowered the risk to the bank by putting more money down on the property. Another way to waive an appraisal contingency would be if you know you're going to still have some extra cash or access to gift money for the purchase of your home. You may be able to waive the appraisal contingency in the event that the house doesn't appraise. Your lender is going to order an appraisal on the home that you're buying. If, for instance, you're paying $500,000 for this house, but the appraisal only comes back at $490,000, you don't need to panic. There are at least 3 ways you can fix this situation. The seller might agree to reduce the sale price down to the appraised value. In a market like we have today in Bergen County, New Jersey, the chances of that happening are really slim to none. The buyer and the seller come to a mutual agreement where the seller reduces the price a little bit and the buyer brings in some extra money and they meet in the middle. But the most common instance is the buyer will have to come up with the extra money, in this case $10,000, which is the difference between the appraised value and the sale price. So the sale price stays the same, your mortgage amount stays the same, you're just putting more money, more cash down on the house than you had originally planned. So if you have that extra money in assets, you may be in a position where you can say on your offer, should the house not appraise at this price, you're in a position to waive the appraisal. Your attorney will probably put language in there to help you limit that clause, and that's up to your lawyer to take care of. The professionals that I choose to refer my clients to have shown success rates and demonstrated that they are available to me nights, weekends, holidays, and we get things done. Make sure you choose an agent who has similar relationships with other professionals that are going to be assisting you with getting your purchase successfully closed. Another term that you can use to sweeten your offer in the eyes of the seller is your home inspection. You're not going to waive your home inspections ever. You're always going to get all the inspections that you're entitled to for any property that you're going to purchase. But you can limit your home inspection negotiations to structural, health, environmental, or safety items. In other words, you're letting the seller know up front you're not going to haggle and nitpick for cosmetic or otherwise petty issues in the home. That will please the seller. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful. If you did, please go ahead and click that like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, hit the notification bell because I wouldn't want you to miss anything that I post that would be helpful for you. Thanks for watching. Whenever you're in the market to buy or sell a home, call Kelly McDonald and then call the movers. Bye for now.